Hey everybody, Sam here. I just came back from taking the AP Literature and Composition exam, and I wanted to talk about it, give my opinions on it, and the class in general. So this video is just for those who want to hear what the other people thought about it, but also for those who are deciding, well, should I take AP Lit next year? And I think you should. I enjoyed this class for several reasons, in which I'll get into later, but I'll just talk about the test first. So the MCQ, there was MCQ in three essays, which was two parts with a 10-minute break in the middle, as usual. Um, but the MCQ is a lot like SAT vibes. Like a lot of people thought it was the same. Honestly, it wasn't that bad. I think the SAT reading is kind of harder. Either that or like as a senior, you have more experience just reading a passage and getting something from it. But this year, the passages were in the poems and passages story passages were pretty interesting actually. Like I heard someone say, "Oh, I got so immersed in the story that like after reading, I'm like," he said, "Oh no, I'm taking a test." So, even I really enjoyed the stories they had this year. It was actually not bad. The meme value was not as high though, but it's okay. It was pretty interesting stories, and the questions were just kind of made sense once you read them. My one recommendation is that time is very short on this exam. So don't get too immersed in the passages. Kind of you have to like be smart about your time because even though it doesn't seem like a lot of passages, the first half goes by really fast and then you'll have 30 minutes left and yeah. I mean, I was able to finish on time with like 90% confidence on my answers. But the thing is, I made the mistake of going a bit too slow in the first half, so think about that. So MCQ you don't really have to prepare for. I was on Discord the other day and people were like doing some crack AP as they should, but it was really fun. You don't really need to prepare for the MCQ. For the essay portion, I would carefully consider what book you're going to do coming in, because any prompt that they give you for the Q3, which is the essay you can write anything about, is like you can do anything you want for those essays. You can just bend the prompt to however you want it to be. It works for any book. It just works. You just have to make sure you know what book you want to do. And for AP Lit in general, you don't need to read the book, like all the books all year. I mean, you should because the books are interesting. But realistically, for the exam, you just need to read one book and know it really well, or Spark knows it really well, or Lit charts it really well, or Course Hero it really well. Mm. And essentially, the class is just making connections from stuff that isn't really there. But that's what I found really fascinating about the class and why I really enjoyed AP Lit is because it revealed to me why Shakespeare is popular. Because William Shakespeare himself did like anyone could have written about like some random prince in Denmark who like everybody died. Like, okay, cool. The reason why William Shakespeare was a genius was because he knew how to write, like characterization. He knew how to explore like what like the BS that a character was going through and like soliloquy it or you'll figure out like in he wrote plays, right? And these solos that he would write, these monologues that he'd write was just genius. And I find them genius. And that's why Hamlet was so good. There's another book we read, Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. The story wasn't all that much. It was just chick lit. But the thing is, right? This person, Charlotte Bronte, is a genius. My God. She spent 10 years writing this book, but you would think that it must have taken a millennium by a collaboration of writers because the genius behind all of these random connections and BS that she had in this one like book was insane. My God, I was blown away. Um, and Lit teaches you how to look for that kind of stuff in movies and other books, fan fiction. I don't know, man. Lit was honestly opened my eyes to a lot of things about entertainment in general, storytelling and literature writing. And wow, I don't really care about too much for the teacher. Um, in terms of grades, it was a generally a 95, gen 93. You could definitely get an A in this class if you just turn in your assignments. Um, really, the class is just knowing how to write a solid thesis, which they'll teach you, and you'll get lots of practice of. and making connections. And that connections is what you get when you do pay your due diligence to the book. There's also the Q1 and the Q2, which is just poem and like a cold passage. But that's those skills just kind of apply. You throw in a little bit of rhetoric analysis in there, some author's purpose, and I'll show you how to do that. Um, but make sure you like start the essay with, you know, hey, that is an intro and then a proper conclusion. But honestly, yeah, I rate literature like 7 out of 10. Didn't really enjoy the class experience, but the course curriculum, what College Board designed for you to learn was very, very interesting. And I recommend AP Lit. The thing about taking the exam is that if you've taken AP Lang as a junior, you should check if your college or whatever college you're going to go to accepts the credit because they might just take AP Lang for the same class. So be careful of that. But anyways, yeah, thanks for listening. Please subscribe if you haven't, if you enjoyed this video, or like if it helped you. And I'll be back tomorrow for statistics and microeconomics. All right, cool. Bye.